Many people have problems with building houses in Minecraft because it really is hard to make a good looking house yourself. So, here are 9 tips to make your Minecraft house a little bit better. Number 1. Choosing a block palette. Every house is built with a specific set of blocks, so try to choose a palette which blocks complement each other. For example, they have similar colors, have good contrast, or just resemble realistic building materials. Depth is everything. Yeah, you heard it. It is the main thing that makes your house look more realistic and gives more feel to it. So, to achieve that, you should try to add depth into your builds. The more, the better. For example, you can use glass panes instead of glass blocks. Make a roof with a bigger overhang, replacing some of the blocks in the walls with stairs and much more. Just try to be creative. Create interesting shapes for your house. Even though Minecraft is a very blocky, square-like game, you should try to refrain from building box-like houses. There is indeed a ton of shapes in which your houses can be built. It can be a long L shape, a random rectangle with parts sticking out. Hell, you can even make a diagonal house, in which case it can be any shape you want. So take that to consideration. Don't build cubes, build beauty. Working with the surroundings. Vanilla Minecraft terrain is beautiful in its own way, but it sometimes can be a bit dull. But not to worry, you can simply create your own terrain. So try to make the place around your build look a lot more alive by smoothing down sharp hills, adding greenery such as bushes with leaves and grass, and also mixing up different turf blocks. Overall, try to blend in your build into the nature as much as possible. Bland walls are not good. Don't leave bland walls. Every time you build a house, never leave a clean wall. Try to give it more detail so that it looks more fresh and interesting. And it applies not only to interior, but for the outside too. The more details you add, the more alive the house will look. However, while a big amount of details is good, you should never over-detail your house. If you add too much detail to your house, it literally kills the beauty of your house and it looks like it's melting. So a lot of detail is of course good, but you should know the limits of adding details. Not everything in your house must be practical and survival friendly. While being pretty and useful is nice, it doesn't mean that you must only build practical things. If you want to make a giant library, go for it. You want a big swimming pool even though you don't need to swim in Minecraft? Build it. Do not restrict your builds by thinking that something is not survival friendly or useless. Feel free to follow YouTube tutorials. I had to go over this since there are some people that think that you have to make everything original and no, big air quotes, stealing is allowed. None of it is true, of course. It is completely fine to get inspired by someone else's build and build a similar one yourself. Taking inspiration is good, and you can do it as much as you want. But please, never copy someone else's house and say that you have came up with it yourself. That isn't nice, and nobody will think that you are interesting for stealing another person's idea. And the last one, of course, is be creative. Everyone is different, and all building styles are welcome. If you like what you do, go for it. Everything I said today is a tip and a suggestion. None of what I said is a set-in-stone rule, just let that sink in. So, that's pretty much it. Thank you for watching, I'm Avi, and I'm out. See ya!